filming this one from my closet because the world is a scary place right now and I don't want to be out there in it. But you know what isn't scary? Sports. You know, I'm not really a sports guy myself, if that wasn't obvious. Like, there's not a sport that I follow on a regular basis. I don't keep up with any stats, fanboy over any athletes, but you know what? Even I can get down with going to a Super Bowl party and watching the big game, or tuning into the Olympics to check out some of the big competitions here and there. Why? Because I get it. It's just fun to get caught up in that competitive spirit with people, and I can still get into that basic yet satisfying story of human triumph, even if I don't know all the details of a team or individual athlete's journey to that moment. That's why I, along with much of the internet, became enraptured by the story of one Sha'Carri Richardson. Yes, Sha'Carri Richardson, the 21-year-old track and field sprinter representing the LSU Lady Tigers. Now, she got put on my radar after a refreshingly real and heartfelt interview after qualifying for the Summer Olympics. By winning the women's 100-meter dash in the Olympic trials, by the way.
I'm still here. Last week, finding out my biological mother passed away, and still choosing to pursue my dreams. Still coming out here, still making sure to make the family that I do still have on this earth proud. And the fact that nobody knows what I go through. Everybody has struggles, and I understand that. But y'all see me on this track, and y'all see the poker face I put on, but nobody but them and my coach know what I go through on a day-to-day basis, and I'm highly grateful for them. Without them, there would be no me. Without my grandmother, there would be no Sha'Carri Richardson. So my family is my everything. My everything is to the day I'm done.
Sha'Carri, unbelievable. We offer our deepest condolences on your loss, as well as our congratulations on what you accomplished in the midst of all of that pressure.
Thank you.
You okay to say this? See you in Tokyo?
Oh, see you in Tokyo!
We found out in that interview that Sha'Carri was running that race just 1 week after finding out about the passing of her biological mother. Now, to go from the devastating news of finding out your mom died from a reporter during an interview, nonetheless, to achieving your childhood dreams of making the Olympics. Now that is some real triumph of the human spirit shit right there. Real feel-good moment. Black girl magic on full display. See, the United States Anti-Doping Agency, they shut that right on down. Sha'Carri tested positive for marijuana after her big Olympic trial win, and turns out that's a no-no. Sha'Carri accepted a 1-month suspension from individual competition, making her ineligible for the Olympic 100 meters. There was a chance that she could still make the games by being selected for the women's relay team, but alas, they did not choose her. And thus, Sha'Carri's Olympic hopes were effectively dashed for this year. And all because she got high. Look, I know it sucks, but Sha'Carri's gotten a valuable lesson out of this, which is, you all heard it, the rules are the rules. And you gotta follow the rules even when they don't make sense. Like, there was a rule that say someone like me had to sit in the back of the bus for no real reason. Just the busing committee decided it's in our best interest that people like me sit in the back of the bus. Well, that's the rule. I'm sitting in the back of the bus. And all I can do is hope that the powers that be eventually get around to changing that rule. But until then, me, back of the bus. Like, even if we all agree it's a dumb rule that really should be re-examined. Like, if anything, black people sitting in the front of the bus makes taking the bus all the more impressive because it's so much harder to get away with smoking weed up there. Doesn't matter. Them's the rules. The rules are the rules. I broke them. It's dumb, but I broke them, so no bus for me. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? But okay, I know what some people will say. You can't equate a Jim Crow segregation law with US ADA rules against drug use. And that's true. They're not the same thing. It can also be said that it is, pretty dumb to choose to smoke weed when you know it's against the rules for Olympic athletes to smoke weed. And you just qualified for the Olympics. But the girl just lost her mom. She was in an emotional place, and people make dumb decisions when they're in an emotional state. That's why they say you're not of sound mind. And to her credit, Sha'Carri has taken full responsibility for her actions.
I know what I did. I know what I'm supposed to do. No, I'm allowed not to do, and I still made that decision. I'm human. We're human. When it comes to Sha'Carri Richardson, it's never been a steroid. It will never be a steroid attached to the name Sha'Carri Richardson. The charge and what the situation was marijuana. I'm not encouraging anybody to do it. I'm not saying, oh, don't do it or anything like that. But if you choose to do things in your personal time or things like that, you just should know, all right, beware of the consequences.
Be prepared to face the consequences. Sha'Carri accepted her consequences, but hopefully an even greater consequence of this whole thing is a re-examination of US ADA drug policy when it comes to the sticky icky. So are you team boycott the Olympics, or do you think you're still going to watch? As Sha'Carri's fellow Olympian, Gabby Thomas, said, there are other black athletes competing, and I'm sure they would love that support. I don't know. Let me know your take. Feel free to sound off in the comments, all 5 of you who watch this.